Well, following on from a suggestion, I'm going to do a little tour of our garden. This is my strawberry planter. I've got to say, garden is a work in progress, as you'll probably see for yourself in a minute. This little bed I created a couple of years ago. I've got some lavender, wildflowers. Bought this little malus 2 years ago, and it's doing really well. Very happy. Got a fuchsia there, random sunflower that's been nibbled over there, bird feeder. Kiwi. I don't know if this is what you expected. I'm just going to go through and list things and talk about things as I come across them. Some raspberries over there. Beautiful Philadelphus bush that's just coming into flower. Smell it a mile away. The pond is waiting to be hooked up to a pump, so it's a bit of a swamp at the minute, but anyway. Roses. Another apple just there. Another Philadelphus. Blackcurrant. Clematis. This flowered early, this lovely blue Ceanothus. But it was great because the bees loved it. They absolutely needed it at the right time. Another of my roses. That's the Philadelphus I was talking about. You can smell that. It's like sweet, bubblegummy sort of scent to it. This is just coming into bloom. I won't get too close to that one because there are sparrows nesting in that, and I every now and then hear some little voices calling, so I'll stay away from that. Banksia, bottle brush. That's just started the last couple of days, and it's suddenly exploded into this beautiful, beautiful red. That red is not an exaggeration. That is what it looks like. Another bird feeder over there. This is another apple that I planted some 5-6 years ago, I guess. It's two varieties rather, off a rootstock there, and it really does need a lot of support because the weight of the apples on it. It's an incredible fruiting plant there. That rose over there, in case anyone's wondering, that yellow rose, is called an Arthur Bell, and it is the best rose I've ever grown. It's beautiful. You'll see I leave nettles growing here and there. Lots of things live on nettles. Maybe I'll see in there somewhere. In there somewhere, there's a few little. There's one. The little caterpillar's made a little cocoon around itself, around the leaf there. It's going to hatch into some sort of moth, I think. I wish I knew more about moths. I tend to go for the bright things, the big bright butterflies, but anyway. This is a bed I created some time ago, and again, it's a work in progress. I'm moving these beams and flipping them over. Raspberries. This area here is from Seedball. If you don't know who seedball.co.uk are, go and check them out. They make these mixes, these wildflower mixes. They do all sorts of things. Urban meadow. So they do this is for bees and butterflies, this mix. It's got all kinds of different, let's get up close, you can have a quick look at it. All sorts of different things coming up there. Fairly effortless to grow. It's what most people think are weeds, which is great. Gooseberry. The pear tree, wonderful pear tree. That needs a lot of support because it doesn't shed its, supposed to be self-shedding, and it doesn't. It creates a massive fruit and then ends up falling over, so I have to watch that one. I've got some blackberries growing there, thornless variety there. Another one there. This is going to be planted. These things started growing, so I left it, but we're going to grow some courgettes and tomatoes on there. Agapanthus, crammed, absolutely crammed in there, and they love it. They don't want a lot of space, and they really like being packed in tight. Over here's a buddleia I stuck in. This again, this is another patch I've created for seed balls, and this is a shadow mix because we're an east-west facing garden here, and this doesn't get a lot of sunlight. So I'm interested to see what comes out of that. There's a borage. Oh, what have I just spotted over here? What's that? What is that in there? Where are you? Just under that leaf in there. I made a log pile for this exact purpose. And oh, this creeping thing is a real annoyance because it can swamp the place if you're not careful. It really takes over. Anyway, my holly. Love a holly. Lots of things like holly. Holly blues like holly, and I like holly blues, so that can stay. That's a Millie Moo. There's Millie Moo. We're getting hassled from the birds because I'm standing right in front of the food that I've just put out for them. This I'm creating a mound here. Eventually, there's a lot of things in progress, as I say. So I'm creating a mound, and that's going to be oxeye daisies on that. In the bin here is a banana palm that a neighbour gave me. I'm looking for a spot for that. The buddleia, honeysuckle. This is just, I put this in a few years ago, and I've been waiting for a couple of years ago. It's honeysuckle there, and it looks like it's just about to flower as well. Can't wait. So that there is my my garden, and I strimmed for the first time in, well, I don't know, since last year, just the other day, because it was getting a little bit lumpy. Just kept it down, but where I can, as you can probably see, I leave it. Well, that's a sort of brief spin around my garden. I tend to go for scented things when I can, especially on that archway there. I can't wait for this to do something. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, bye.